Have a Currently playing the role of Global HR Head for BFSI within TCS for business unit with 40,000 employees across the globe. She has experience working with leaders to solve complex organizational problems in fast-paced matrix environment that lends her the capability to drive end-to-end interventions in complex business environments impacting governance. Next, I welcome Pallavi Barua ma'am, lead campus hiring. Campus lead Pune, Nagpur, Chhattisgarh with an experience of 8 plus years, majorly focusing into university relations program for all specialized hiring for TCS. Now I would like to hand over to our Dean, Dr. SP Bode sir, for further proceedings.
YouTube live.
Namaskar. Good afternoon. Yeah. So, first reaction for today, TCS बारिश लेके आया है, तो कुछ अच्छा ही होगा. So you're all youngsters, so I wanted to take this time, with your permission, to make you understand where we stand as a relationship with TCS. You should know when you are going for a TCS drive, you should have enough information with you that what kind of special bond, special relationship we hold, for each other since long time. TCS and Tathode campus, or in general JSPM group, our association started in 2006. How many of you were in schools? समझ में आया ना आपको? हाँ. So 2006 to 2024 beginning, long journey, and the journey has been fantastic. There were ups and downs in terms of recessions and markets, but TCS always supported us in bad times, right? Two, most of the faculty members of this college, I would say around 40 plus college to 40 plus faculty who are working in this organization, your own college, directly or indirectly, they have gone through one or other faculty development program from TCS in last so many years. The number of people who visited this campus, if I add the panel members every time they came from 2006 till now, I believe the panel size itself will cross 500 minimum. I'm excluding all those guest lectures and FDPs and everything else. And the new branch, what we have coined in this college, CSBS, Madam is, I think, faculty of this department, Computer Science and Business Systems. This whole new department was coined with the help of TCS. Just imagine where and how much TCS presence you can see and feel on this campus. Why am I telling you all these things? Because at your generation, your focus is just a placement process and some outcome. But for TCS, your drive should be something more. It should be why TCS, right? And what kind of legacy we had with TCS. I'll give some small examples. When times are good, different companies definitely come and they hire, as long as they are your partners and you feature in their, say, database as one of the good college. So as you know, most of the top players come to this college. You already are aware of this. But when times go wrong, you know what? The only company which responds back to your mails, to your calls, to your WhatsApp and SMS messages is only TCS. So looking at the uncertainty everywhere, what we may have or we may be witnessing already, we need people who stand by us not only in good times but even very, very difficult times. The alumni number, if I can tell you, in TCS overall, could be around say 1000 plus, because the last statistics I took 5-6 years back, it was around 600. There are students who are holding key positions in TCS at various locations, maybe in India or abroad as well. I cannot take their names because of the confidentiality of their businesses and accounts. But there are many people who are playing a great role in TCS. And the first initiative, if you are a student of this college sitting here, you may be knowing we run some foreign language courses, etc. in first year. This initiative also was started by TCS in this campus in 2016, right? Now, the exciting part about rest of the information, I'm not the right person to talk about, but let me assure you one thing, you are going to have a great opportunity in front of you. Some of you may be casual by this time looking at your seniors and the number of offers they were holding, maybe 3 or 5 offers. But you have already witnessed that though they were holding lot of offers, many of them were not able to onboard at different locations and companies. So it's very important, whatever time is available with you till 15th, please ensure every inch of it you spend on preparing for this drive. More you prepare, better cutoffs you try to come in terms of all the rounds or sections, whatever you call, give your best. And we strongly believe in your abilities. We doubt only on your commitment levels. So I hope next few days, what you have in your hand, you will make the most of it. Wishing you all the best. And I welcome every panel member from TCS to our campus. And I assure them next time when you come, it will be a beautiful auditorium. It's in story in the making. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Now I would like to hand over to Pallavi ma'am.
I'll go. Huh? Sorry.
This you.
No, I need this.
Ma'am, this is for live. You.
I'll just give few words over here. This is not, I'll not do the presentation.
Okay.
This on?
Yes.
Alright, so very good afternoon to all of you. Are you all excited? I don't hear it loud. Okay. Now it seems to be very loud and energetic. All right, so guys, good afternoon to all of you. And thank you so much for having us here in front of all of you. You have, I understand you might have already gone through your semester examinations or your classes, right? In the middle of that, you have figured out some time to be with us and let us, give you an understanding and overview about TCS, what is all about. What are we bringing out, for this year, for FY24 for you guys. All right, so we have got little changes as per to our last year's pattern. So I would request all of you to kindly, hear throughout the whole session and maybe ask us the questions later on towards the end of the session if you have any. All right, so we will open our Q&A session towards the end of the session. So till then, that's it from our, from my end. I'll hand it over to our panelist, Mr. Amit Ravankar, who will take you through the whole presentation for technical slides. Yeah, thank you.
हेलो एवरीवन, हो गया सबका खास के? Okay, so I'm Amit Ravankar and I'll walk through two sections basically, and then we'll let the other sections be covered by my colleague Prerna. So what I am going to basically talk about is who are we and why should you consider us? Okay, the kind of enthusiasm which we had when we came here to this campus, I am hoping that you people also would have similar kind of enthusiasm when you join our campus. Okay, so all the best to you, and let us go through, let us understand who we are and why should you consider us. Next. So this is from the group perspective. So this is about Tata Group. I'm sure a lot of you already might be aware of who we are and what all companies do we have in our group. Correct? Any questions on this? I hope not, but go ahead if you have any questions. So how many of you knew about us as a group, Tata Group? That's it? अरे अब जरा कुछ तो बात हुई ना? ठीक है. Okay. So when we talk about Tata Group, see, we started more than 150 years ago, and during these 1.5 century, we have grown into multiple sectors. Okay, and here we are looking at JRD Tata, who probably is known more at this point of time with respect to Tata Group. A lot of people even confuse JRD Tata as the founder of Tata Group, okay, which actually is Jamshedji Tata. Okay, JRD Tata took us from a beginning kind of level to a level which is what you are seeing us as today. He was pioneer in many fields. He was the first licensed pilot of India, and he was the one who actually started Tata Group Airline, which was called Tata Airlines earlier, and then it was named as Air India, which then Government of India took over, and now again it is back in Tata hands. Correct? So JRD was the guy who took us from a base level to not today's level, but a level which was extremely high, very high level, where lot of group companies got started. In fact, TCS also was started like that. So in 1967 times, when there was no IT industry in India and computers had started coming up in Western world, in US, that was the time when JRD Tata asked one of the guys from Tata Power to do something in this field. and he was then shifted and he created a team called TCS in Tata Sons. So that person was FC Kohli, Mr. FC Kohli. So he is known as the father of Indian IT industry. In fact, lot of people, at least today, know about us. But way back when I had joined TCS and I was managing our relationship with one of the largest IT players of the world, I used to, when I used to present our slides, my first slide used to be TCS, Asia's largest IT company. That time we were Asia's largest IT company. And the customers, they used to stop me there itself and they used to say, no, that is incorrect slide which you are showing. Infosys is the largest IT company. And then I had to tell them that that is not the case. Only difference is Infosys is a public limited company. It was public at that time, whereas we were not public, we were still a private company. So as a result of that, information about us was not readily available in the market. So a lot of people used to think that TCS was not the largest player. In fact, we had been the largest player. Even though Infosys, Wipro, and all these people came from behind and they were known more because of their listing on stock exchanges and lot of news floating around. We were not that well known, but the customers, the kind of projects, the amount of projects, the number of people we used to have was still big. In fact, even today, we are still the largest. Okay, so we'll get to see that in coming slides. So this is what is the statistics if you talk about TCS as of today. So as I said, 67 they had started discussion, 1968 we were formed. As of today, we are in 50 plus countries with 300 plus offices. We are more than 6 lakhs people in TCS as of now, with more than 2,700 clients and $27.9 billion revenue as of last year. This year, this number is going to go much higher. Okay. What is it that we base our growth on? It's essentially building on belief. Okay. So what we talk about essentially is that we build on what we believe in, what you believe in, and there are certain things which we want in the people whom we are recruiting. Okay, and essentially you have to have that confidence on yourself as to that yes, you can make things happen, you can achieve those heights, you can solve the problems of customers, you have good knowledge and that hunger to attain more knowledge in the area in which you are working. See, for us, it doesn't matter whether you are working in technology A or technology B, in domain A or domain B. As long as you are mastering that technology, mastering that kind of work, mastering that domain, because that is what brings in the respect of your customers. See, when we talk to customers, customers trust on us. The biggest advantage which we bring on table is customers' faith on us. So even in complex situations, difficult kind of situations, the customers, they tell us that what you recommend is what we are going to go ahead with. Correct? That is what we basically believe in. And that is what we want every person who joins our team, our group, our company should be having that as the base quality. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself. That is when things would happen. Yeah. So this is what TCS has been doing in last many decades. What kind of things have we done? So we have reimagined how India gets its passport. Some projects which I'm going to talk about. This is essential to understand what kind of company you are talking about. Correct? What kind of impact do we have on our society, on country, on planet? I don't know how many of you would have heard from your parents as to what kind of difficulties they used to go through when they had to create their passports. I myself, when I went for a passport for the first time, it was 3.5 month affair with lot of touch points. And when you talk about touch points with government agencies, you know what kind of work happens. The way you have to push your files, what you have to do for those things. Every of those things have been resolved. When TCS went into this project and built this application, built this system for Government of India, everything has changed. And what you look at user experience today, that is all because of that kind of work. So this is what we do. Next slide. Another story. Today you are making payments with QR codes. Today you are making payments with UPI. The digital payment ecosystem of India is the best, is the only ecosystem in the world. All advanced economies, if you look at, they do not have this level of system. And this is something which has been true for many decades. Even before this happened, these large payment networks which were created by TCS for government and for different agencies. See, when I around 20 years back, when I was in US, my first time, and when I opened my bank account there, and that was one of the largest banks of world. Their banking experience and the banking experience I had seen in India before flying, whether it was with ICICI or with HDFC, was much superior to what was there in those countries. Right? I'm not talking about government at this point of time for 2004. But if you look at the government's banking experience also today, whether it is State Bank of India or Bank of Baroda or Punjab National Bank, whichever bank, nationalized banks you talk about, everyone has grown in terms of digital adoption. Right? All that has been driven on the base foundation work which was done by TCS for Government of India, for Reserve Bank of India. So these are large payment networks which are based on the TCS's work. Yeah. And that is what has driven financial inclusion as well. So when Mr. Modi came to power, he launched that Jan Dhan Yojana, correct? Giving mobile banking facilities to every nook and corner. All of those things were built on the systems which were developed by TCS. Now this, mind you, this is huge work. And when it has to be done in conjunction with Government of India, with government servants, the complexity of that system becomes even higher. Whether you take requirements, whether you codify those requirements, whether you build application, it is not as simple as when you work with a private customer. And all these things have been done excellently by TCS. So that is essentially because of the kind of people we have. And that is where, when we talk about freshers also, when you are going to join, come with that kind of attitude, come with that kind of temperament, that yes, the work which you are going to do is going to impact huge businesses, governments, societies. Correct? That is the kind of work which you will be doing. Probably you might be doing one kind of work today, different kind of work tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Every work is going to count in those kind of fashion. Okay. So these are some of the large projects which TCS has done. Yeah. This is another example of a very high impact project which we had done. So you are currently hearing about the healthcare scheme of Government of India. Who knows the name of that? Ayushman Bharat, correct? That is what this is. TCS has done again that project. Okay, so these are the kind of projects which we have been doing. These are apart from the projects, the work which we do for large private customers across world, whether it is banks in American continent or in South African continent or in Australia or retail companies or oil and gas companies. These are the projects in addition to what we do. And always remember, whatever you are working on, if you apply your mind into that, if you put full commitment into that, you can come up with wonderful results. Okay, people cannot think about things which you can do. I will give one more example which is not there in these slides. During Corona, when all of us were working from home, one particular customer came to us asking for a very unique kind of solution. What can you do? That customer had huge pipelines in the South American continent. Huge pipelines means a few hundred kilometers of pipeline. And the pipeline dia or width you talk about is 1 meter kind of pipeline. Okay, and those pipelines were passing through hilly region. Now, all those who have traveled from Mumbai to Pune and would have seen our ghats, what happens there during rainy season? Landslides, correct? Roads gets blocked, lot of damage happens. Now imagine if a pipeline which is carrying oil and gas passes through such a region, what happens? It will break. It will break and spillage of oil and gas would happen in those regions, correct? It will damage the environment also. It's not just business or economic loss for that company, but also environmental damage. So the customer came to us saying, how can you help us in this? And we took a very unique approach in that case. What we said is that it's a combination of multiple skills, multiple streams. It's not just a computer science problem. We know the material of pipe, correct? So if we know the material of pipe, we know its bending stress, correct? How much of stress can that particular material sustain? When will it break? Now it's the matter of putting in sensors on multiple locations on that pipe and keep on monitoring those sensors. So mind you, it is not just material science, it is now sensors also, IoTs also, correct? You keep on measuring that, you keep on having a look at that. The moment the pipe bends to a certain level, at your data center, you are monitoring those readings. After a certain degree, it sends a flash saying that we are very close to the breakage point for that pipe. Automatically, the oil flow or the gas flow in that system would be stopped. See, you cannot stop the landslide from happening. You cannot stop the pipe from breaking. But what you can do is you can minimize the damage. Correct? Now, these are the things which you need to understand that yes, when you come on board, keep your thinking hats there. Don't restrict yourself only to the things which have been told to you. Look at the problem holistically and build a solution holistically. Okay? These are some more examples. Autonomous vehicle platform. Everyone would have heard about Tesla. Tesla's self-driving. But then Tesla's self-driving is Tesla's own. What about other car companies? Are they also having that kind of capability in them, the skills with them? No. They are essentially car making companies, manufacturing companies. They don't have those kind of IT or high level technology skills. So that is where TCS comes into play. TCS has been working on this for many years now, And many of these technologies are given as part of the car programs of multiple car manufacturers globally. Okay, same is go back. Same is the case with that AI-based mental health companion. This is a very interesting app which was created by TCS Research Unit. This became very useful during the times of Corona when the stress levels were very high. This was a mobile app for which, and the kind of algorithms which are there in this, we got multiple patents also awarded to us. So that is another thing which TCS does. Lots of patents are applied. We have more than 7,000 patent applications in process and more than, I think, 2,500, I think somewhere the statistics would be there in the slide, patents granted to us as well. So we are one of the largest patent holders from India. And that is not done only by very senior people. Lot of smart junior people also are part of those things. So when you are working with TCS, make sure that you also think from that perspective. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, let's go ahead. So again, some more statistics. 6 lakhs plus people, 1/3 women employees, 150 plus nationalities, and as I said, 50 plus countries we have offices in, and 5 lakh plus digital trained associates. So we were the first mover in training people on digital technologies. When the world started changing, we are one of the pioneers in adopting the latest technologies. But that doesn't mean that you work only on latest technologies. The point which I'm trying to say, and in fact, our HR also might take up. See, a lot of times I have heard from my team member that I want to work only on technology A, the latest and the best technology. But then that is not always what happens for everyone. Eventually, you get to work on it. But in the beginning, customers want to just dip their toes in the latest technologies. They don't convert all of their projects into the latest technology. Their majority of projects remain in the current mature technologies. Only new projects they will start to take a feel of the new technology. Okay, so only few people will get to work on those technologies initially. But the moment those projects complete, customers get the confidence that yes, it makes sense for us to migrate to new technology. That is when those technologies start taking up ground in the whole ecosystem. And that's when a lot of people start working on it. Correct? So always remember, you should know latest technologies, but you will have to work on different technologies. It is all decided by, dependent upon the priorities of the customer. See, we are a service industry. We are serving our customers. We are doing work for them, what they want, not what we want. Okay, so that's the difference between a product company and a service company. A product company can decide its own technology stack. They can decide whatever technology they want to work on. But always remember, the product which they are building also has to be such which the customers want. If the customers don't want what you are building, then there is no business. If there is no business, there is no job. There is no growth. Correct? So always remember, that is what is the priority. Customers, customers, customers. Yeah. So 7,000 plus patents filed, 2,800 plus patents granted. So while we do service, we also do a lot of research and innovation. And that is what those numbers essentially depict. If you look at the overall IT scenario or technology scenario, or even Indian scenario 2 decades back, इतने पेटेंट्स पूरे इंडिया में से भी नहीं फाइल होते जितने आज की तारीख में सिर्फ एक कंपनी के पास. Any questions till now? Okay. So I think these points we are anyway going to cover in next slides. So these 3 P's is what we base everything on. Okay, and we'll get to see about them. When we are working with our customers ka priority also is whatever we do, whatever they do has to be sustainable. And what do you mean by sustainable? Something which will last longer without impacting the overall ecosystem, whether it is climate, whether it is business environment, whether it is anything else. Correct? So those kind of engagements, that thought process is what is put into every engagement for a customer. Customers expect us to do what is best. They might have a particular requirement, but they don't tell you that this is the only solution which we want. They typically tell us, do the best for this particular requirement set, for this particular problem set. And we are supposed to know what is best. Since we are working with lots of banks, we know what is best in terms of processes for a particular bank. And customers trust on us for telling that yes, these are the things. And not only that, they also expect us to bring in best practices from other industries as well. Like if you look at banking industry, lot of banking industry best practices has come from retail industry. The large malls and chains, retail chains which are there. Why? Because the kind of interaction which happens is similar. Lots of people interact with retail stores. Lots of people interact with retail banks. So best practices can be taken from one industry to another. And that is where TCS brings in the value add. That is where all our employees, you people when you join, are expected to bring that value add. Okay? So these are again some IPs, some projects of TCS which are in addition to what I already spoke about. There are certain products also of TCS which bring in the combined value add, combined knowledge base, what we have about a particular problem area for our customers. So this is for a particular power plant kind of situation. Lots of technologies are used. When you look at a customer's problem, it is not restricted. We don't think of a problem with respect to a particular technology or with respect to a particular language. What we see is how different languages, different technologies, different processes can be utilized in best possible way to solve that problem for customer. Okay, and that is what is most important for us to think. This is what is business thinking which is required. So as you grow older in your projects, in your domain, 1 year, 2 year, customers expect that these people should start understanding. Okay, in fact, lot of our people know more than customer about their domain. Even the customer doesn't know that much about their own domain. The customer knows only about his particular company, only about his particular applications. He doesn't know what all things are happening in other companies similar to his company, or in the domain, what are the new things which are happening, what things are being deprecated. That is what TCS brings in. That is what is expected from you people. So I'm neither going to read these slides or tell you more about these slides because that would be too boring. I can see you people are already a bit dull, but okay. But very important projects. That's the reason why these are there on the slides. environment related, healthcare related, power related, IoT related, some sectors which are very, very key. Okay. Yeah. This is the retail product which we have. This is an AI based product which TCS had built for retail chains. For farming area also. So we work on everything. Every technology which you can think of, in one or the other corner of the company, someone would be working on it. Any domain you can think of, in one or the other corner of the company, someone would be working on it. It's a huge ocean, actually. Yeah. So we had done our partnership with Ferrari also. A lot of things were done for Ferrari as well. In fact, in our corporate office, we had one of the high-end bikes also, because we had worked on that kind of engagement as well for a customer. Yeah. Because of the quality and the quantity of work which we have done across the world, we have been recognized by lots of major players. This is what our brand reflects. And we have received lots of awards also. Right from design award to technology award to business solution awards. For different customers in different geographies from different players. Okay? That is the breadth of our work. And we have done huge transformation for a lot of customers. In fact, we have multiple deals which are $1 billion plus deals for many customers, driving their end-to-end transformation. Okay? That is the scale of the work which we do in TCS. And for doing that kind of work, we need people who are having that kind of temperament and hunger to learn. That's the most important thing. If you are not hungry for learning, then this is not the area for you to venture into. Easy life to bahut jagah milega. Yeah, I think my HR would be a bit disappointed by me saying that. But then yes, that is the fact. When I'm working on the ground, and the people who are working with me for a particular customer, if they don't show that kind of hunger, the customers are not very happy. Then the comments you get to hear is, Amit, you are doing this, but then your team is not supporting you in this. So that shouldn't happen. Okay, irrespective of whether a person is junior, mid-level or senior, that hunger is what is required. In fact, I come from mechanical engineering background. Okay, and during those days, I used to think कि एक बार डिग्री हो गई तो अब किताब नहीं खोलना. क्यों नहीं खोलना? क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी तो चेंज ही नहीं होती, वही मशीन रहती, वही कंसेप्ट रहता है. But then I landed into IT because during my engineering I suddenly developed interest in this. I got into this. So that whole thought process I had to leave behind. कि अब किताब नहीं खोलना. अभी तो ऐसा है कि not a single day goes by when I'm not reading something, not from a book, but from somewhere else. Whether it is on social media or whether it is from the manuals for different solutions, softwares, or other things, blogs. In fact, nowadays you can hear a lot of things about trends and changes which are happening from podcasts as well. So earlier when I used to commute from home to office, it takes me around 1+ hour. I used to listen songs on radio. But nowadays, typically a podcast is running, listening something. Okay, so that is how life has become. And you will have to be like that. You will have to remain hungry for knowledge lifelong. That's the only way you can grow in IT field. Okay, otherwise you will be outdated soon enough. And with AI coming in now, the chances are even higher. For menial jobs, we don't need engineers. Correct? I think with that, I will close and hand it over to Prerna, who has been sitting and listening to me patiently. Prerna? Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So far you heard what does TCS do? Why are we here? Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what's in it for you, right? Before we go there, just a little bit from the previous slides that Amit spoke about. All of you saw the Tata Group video. Have you ever seen this video earlier? No. I have seen in various forms, right? Almost close to 2 decades that I've been part of this organization. When I joined TCS, I had seen this video where Tata Group maybe was a salt to software conglomerate, right? We used to only say, oh, Tata Salt. Every household had Tata Salt, right? And then I was part of a company which was a software company, TCS. That's the end. This is, I'm talking about close to 2 decades back. Today, this group has grown multifold that today we are building aeroplanes, right? So we've grown that much. And the beauty of, I would rather hate myself to just be called a TCSer in the terms that we call ourselves. I feel more proud to be called as a Tata Group employee. That's the brand value that we hold, because we may be part of one organization of Tata Group, but we are connected with all the group companies. TCS today has Jaguar as its customer. I'm just giving an example because we're working for each of, you saw in the slides that Amit was showing, we work for Tata Steel. We work for Tata Power, the last slide which came up. So we are connected with all the group companies. So imagine that's the largest group that we have in the company and in the country, in the world for also that matter, right? The largest after, who's the largest employer? No. Overall in the world, who is the largest employer? Don't restrict yourself to IT companies and companies. Army, Indian Railways, right? Army. We have Tata Group as one of the largest employer. Overall group company, and TCS, of course, more than 6 lakh people. So it still gives me goosebumps ever when I see this video, right? You're part of such a big company, such a big brand. Now I have a question for you guys. How many of you here today, all of you have registered for TCS, right? All of you are in your going to be in your last semester, wanting eagerly to get into jobs. How many of you are looking to join a company to start your career for role? For a good role, for good work? Nobody? Okay. How many of you are wanting to start your career for a good salary? Okay. You guys are being very, very smart to not raise hands, because my third question to you is, how many of you are looking forward for good work over salary? Now, very few, right? So you all saw what has happened. Believe us, when we sitting here, when we join TCS, and if you get an opportunity to come and be a part of us, every third person that you will meet, or every second person rather that you would meet, that's how I've been with TCS for 10 years. I've been with TCS for 15 years. That's how the population of the organization has been. And it is not that people join for salary. It is because this organization gave us that platform to grow the way we wanted. We were never restricted. No, don't do this. You're only supposed to do that. We said we want more. We got more. Give us more work. We'll get more work. Salary eventually will happen, right? It's not that, anything which is easily earned does not have the value, right? When you talk to your parents, How many of you get to hear from your parents, तुमको आराम से मिल गया इसलिए इसकी value नहीं है ना? That's what it is. Value comes when you really earn it. And we are looking forward to give as an organization a platform to you where you will realize that, yes, salary is important, but there's much more beyond that, right? So when we go further, we'll talk about it. So what happens here? After you have your test on 19th, right? 15th. So after your test, you will start your interview process, right? So you will join us as a fresher. We'll talk about what are the various offerings that you have and what is the opportunity that you have. And why is it that from now till 15, you have to give your best. We have 3 categories of hiring that we're going to do. Prime, digital, and ninja, from top to bottom. That's how it is. We'll talk about it more in future slides. Now, the journey doesn't stop here. You get an offer from TCS, but before you join us, you also get a platform to continue to venture and learn through a platform called Explore. This will be an online training platform where you will continuously see what kind of projects we'll do or some kind of, brushing up on your technology skills so that when you come on board, you're just not very raw, right? You've learned technology in your syllabus, but you need hands-on, some experience, some more brushing up. That's what Explore will do. It will make you ready for an corporate setup. Okay, soft skills, behavioral skills, all that would be here. And the better you score in Explore, there'll be scoring. Okay, your joining dates will be much more closer to you. That's how it is. So the competition doesn't end. The competition continues. We always keep everyone on toes. When you come and join us, now, like Amit was saying, do not restrict yourself that I only want to work on this technology. Any customer today is also looking at, and we have customers with varied technologies, somebody who's working to migrate to a cloud and working similarly on a legacy technology, which will be like AS400, which was ages back. Okay, but that's the value that they see. Somebody who's worked on legacy technology can actually do best when you will actually do a modernization on a cloud network. So do not restrict your mind that I will only work on, today's generation, which is you guys. Think cloud, AI, ML, AWS, Microsoft Azure. Anybody who would want to be given an opportunity, take up a specialization. You would want, I would want to do cloud technology specialization, right? Big data, another word. But then everything is there. From machine learning to Java to .NET to production support, we'll groom you on everything. And eventually, we are not hiring you in TCS if you get through for a year or two, right? We're looking for making you as professionals who will grow to lead the organization. Our ex-CEO, who is now the chairman of Tata Group. Now, Tata Group always had a Tata Group legacy, right? We had Jamshedji Tata, we had JRD Tata, we had Ratan Tata. Now, today's chairman of Tata Group has no relation with Tatas. He joined TCS as a trainee and he's grown to become the chairman of the largest group company, which is Tata's, right? So do not restrict your potential. Who knows, one of you today will be one of those sitting there, right? He never thought when he joined TCS as a trainee that he would one day become chairman. So that's what it is. So don't restrict your thought process. So when we look at your careers, we're not looking at grooming you on one specific technology. You'll have platforms to continue to get groomed on various technologies. It's up to you what you want to learn. Maybe immediately you will not leverage the technology. So you're working on a production support project, for example, today. But at the same time, you have started training yourself on cloud, right? After you spend 2-3 years on a project, you've learned everything about the project, you move to the next project. And the way we are structured, if you saw the slide prior, we are structured by industry groups. So we have customers under banking, we have customers under retail, we have customers under transport, travel, hospitality, right? So you continue to not only learn things about technology, but you also learn about various domains. And we kind of encourage people to have that kind of fluidity, right? Every 3 years, see that you work for something new. That's what we inculcate. Now, once the trainings are done, we hire you as ninja trainees. Some of you, maximum people will join as ninja trainees. We'll talk about it. But at the same time, we give a competition to all of you to compete with the digital guys who would have come in. All our associates who join us as freshers, for whatever reason they could not qualify the digital test, there is a package difference, right? But the journey doesn't stop there. Immediately after joining TCS, there is a learning platform which is open for you. Either you sit through a direct assessment again, or you learn and clear assessments. You have a potential to increase your salary and match it to the digital hires. The journey doesn't stop there, right? So we want our kids to kind of always look at how do they grow further. And that is what is called DCA, which is called Digital Competency Assessment. Our career journeys, we have various domains in which you can move further. We can move ahead. We have technology stream, we have domain, right? We have sales stream, and we have leadership streams, right? Eventually, immediately leadership will not happen, but once say you start your journey on a technical stream, you want to move to a domain. So you start joining us, as some of you will join as engineers, some of you will join as analysts, some of you may join as support executive. These are various roles that you'll be added in an organization. You can go up the ladder, you'll become a developer, full stack developer, you'll become an architect, right? At the same time, you will have an opportunity to also grow horizontally, right? Take up a domain. Some of you would want to move to a sales role, like Amit. I'm sure Amit, when he started his career, he started as a technical person, started as a developer. He moved to a pre-sales role much prior. I mean, now he's heading, but he changed his domain. So what we do is we kind of ensure that since start, we have our programs defined in a manner that we have everything in it for you. From technology, domain, behavioral standpoint, it gives you a clarity in your thought that you continuously explore what area would you want to move your career into, right? Through one, your in project experience, which is your hands-on experience, plus where you would come in, right? You will join us as developers, as freshers. We spoke about the Explore program. We spoke about the industry onboarding for you before you join us also. We'll give you this as a base. Grooming on technology, how do you speak, communication, right? That's going to be very, very key. Because today, even if you join as a fresher, you would be exposed to the customers. And the customers could be Indian customers, the customers could be European customers. You will have to kind of learn, right, to how to speak, because culture matters, right? Culture training is matter. So that's what will be trained and groomed over here. Then we have a lot of next level programs because we want you to become full stack developers, right? We want you to become and start taking leadership grooming. So we will train you on technology. If you want to make your career very strongly technical focus, those things are there. So you will have variety, and this is normally our hierarchy that we look at, right? How do you grow in technology? How do you grow in domain? It will not bore you. So you have to aspire from here, not alone to the unit head or a functional leader position. As I said, your target is chairman of Tata Group. That's possible, right? So we, as an organization, TCS has been known, okay, for a lot of you who would have your seniors who are alumni, if you're in touch with them, they would have told you that we create a platform for our students who come in as freshers. Today also, we hire a lot of people who are experienced professionals, but maximum that we bet on our headcount or the workforce who will actually do wonders are our freshers from colleges. Because you have that hunger in you to do something different. We don't look at people coming with very high aptitude. That can be taught in the organization. All what we look at is somebody who has a good attitude, wants to take up challenges, is open and flexible, right? And is wanting to join the company for the company and not alone for, package is of course important, right? But that's where it is. So for that set, we also owe your careers to you. And we have tie-ups with various platforms. We have our inbuilt ION network, which is gonna, have the NQT hosted for you, the test, as well as internally, we have a lot of training programs which ION continues to deliver on all the platforms that I spoke to you, technology, domain, business skills. We have access to a lot of external platforms. How many of you have heard of Udemy? You take courses on Udemy, right? Udemy, LinkedIn. We have inbuilt platforms for doing a lot of sandboxes or hackathon tests. When you learn a technology, you need to do a lot of sandboxes. You need to do a hands-on, otherwise it's of no use, right? Similarly, you can learn cloud technologies. There's no harm. Today, you'll do a certification also. I'm free for 2 months. Let me do a certification. I'll do an Azure fundamental certification. But what is the value if you've not used that Azure fundamental certification knowledge in the next 6 to 10 months? You'll forget about it, right? So hence, we have created concepts with each of the accounts that we have that do some proof of concepts, which we do for our customers. It may not be the real work that we are going to do on cloud, but we're going to do this work, and we involve our kids also there so that you get to learn in the entire journey, right? So you'll get those exposures. And all the platforms, so Nomi is a platform that we have like a Facebook and Orkut in those days. I don't know how many of you are from Orkut timelines. We are from Orkut timelines. But today's Facebook or Instagram is our Nomi community, more from a professional network. It's an internal network to TCS, where irrespective of you are today sitting in India, somebody is sitting in Malaysia, working on your project or any other project, you guys are connected, right? And you get to interact with all the associates in the organization. Udemy, LinkedIn, and there are a lot many. I mean, INSEED, a lot of management leadership programs we have associated with INSEED. We have associated with ourselves with Harvard. We have Tata Group has a very strong learning center. You would have heard in Pune itself, we have Tata Management Training Center, MTC on Mangaldas Road. So a lot of leadership programs. So as far as grooming you is concerned, there's enough. It's all about you, whether you want to groom yourself and take the opportunity to move up. Elevate is the program that I spoke about. Today, a ninja guy can join at a package of, you can move forward. Move forward. You can go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. So Ninja, this is our basic offer that we make. One more click. One more click. One more. The package for Ninja. So all of you come through NQT. There are some of you who may not today be as strong in a lot of coding aptitudes, right? Maybe. So you will still get an opportunity to join TCS. You will join if you clear your test, you clear your interviews, you will end up joining as a ninja. Some of you may end up joining as the next level that I speak about. The minimum that you'll join as this package for all the undergraduates at 3.36, a lot of postgraduates at 3.53, right? Work again, more or less, ninjas would have, technology would be for everyone, right? All what I spoke about career growth would be for everyone. Just that your movement would be a little more fast track as compared to the other two categories that I'm going to talk about. But again, it's about the hunger in you. The moment you come inside the organization, you upskill yourself to digital, the platform is all yours, right? You grow up faster. Digital, again, not that we differentiate between ninjas and digitals, right? In terms of work. But of course, when you have shown in your test, you have shown in your interviews that you're a little above the rest of the students who have come in, we would also owe you, because the package is also between 7 and 7.3. We also expect you to give you that kind of work where we are able to showcase to our customers that we have quality kids coming in who can, from the start, a lot of customers say, oh, freshers, they'll take 1 year to groom. But we expect these kids will just start running immediately, right? And of course, there are mentors in the organization to groom you guys. A lot of good work, a lot of AIML kind of project. It's not necessary that they will only get that. Okay, they will also get a mixture, but we will of course have a little more focus on them. Anybody who's qualifying themselves as digital, who join us Ninja, move up digital, they will also have the same focus, and digital will also have same focus, because these are kids who have a little more spark in them to learn. And hence, my request to this batch of kids and whoever is listening from remote classes is, today, even if you crack TCS and you get a Ninja offer, right? Do not leave your attempts to join TCS and crack the digital assessment. I would love all of you to become digital. And TCS does not really restrict, right? As many of them can qualify, because ultimately you're going to be part of us. Today you are on the other side. Tomorrow you'll be on this side, right? You'll be representing the organization. And you are the one who shape people. Unlike manufacturing companies or product companies, you can sell a product or there is a machine which works. For us, the only asset is our people. And you're going to be those assets, right? So that matters. And hence, as an organization, we continue to invest in our people. And that's one of the way. Yeah. Yes. This year, so till last year, we used to have only 2 categories, which was Ninja and digital. This year, we've launched a new category called TCS Prime, right? Now, till last year, we used to be also very democratized hiring. We felt that, okay, we need to do Tata Group, right? Always give back to the nation, whatever we do. So we kind of opened hiring for everyone. This year, pandemic done and dusted, we wanted to come back to campuses, connect back with our old colleges where we had much more stronger bond, network, partnership. And hence we felt that some of you, if given a choice, so I'll go to Amazon because Amazon will give me a little higher package. Or I'll go to, say, a product company, right? Amit did speak about product companies. And because the package is a little different, as I said, yes, it would be. But you also need to look at in today's volatile times, right? There are companies, there are startups which may give you a huge package to start off with, but then neither they may really have the capability because the size, the volumes are not that big for them. Nothing to say that the work is bad, but they don't have the capability to make your careers. They'll take work from you, and when they don't have money, they will maybe let you go, right? Which cannot happen with Tata Group. Until unless you're performing, you're the best for the company. So we introduced level for people who are really looking at being innovators. And we hire, there's another category that we hire for our research wing, which is very different. But this is going to be the top-notch category this year, where the cream layer, people who have proven their potential in the test and the interviews, would be selected under this category of TCS Prime. Of course, when you come with this category, we would want to position you also in projects which are of much, much more high importance. A lot of cloud modernization, migration work that's happening there, a lot of new technologies, a lot of thought process, new thought process that you will bring on the table. We would want you to go on those projects, and a lot of automation work. So the package is going to be a little differential for this category, 9 lakhs to 11.5. Today in TCS, the digital capability assessment that we have, we give an opportunity for Ninja to move to digital, and there is a digital to innovator category. Innovator category is nothing else but we hire for the research wing. The same thing will happen now from digital. Once you become digital also, after joining TCS, so you joined as Ninja, you took the assessments, or you cleared the direct assessment, you became digital, there may be a potential for you to move 1 level up again and become Prime. Right? So that opportunity will always continue to happen. So internal competition will always be there. So I'm hoping this college, we should get a couple of flying folks, right? Again, and as I said, Ninja is not bad. Digital is not bad. Prime, of course, is top notch, but all of you are equally important for the organization, okay? Quick snapshot into the process going forward, which is going to be more important for you. Next 1 week is very critical. So the first part is already covered. Registration, done, dusted, all of you are registered. What happens in the NQT? It's an integrated pattern test. There'll be sections. There'll be 2 sections. One is going to be foundation. One is going to be the advanced section. You'll have numerical ability, verbal ability, and reasoning ability. 25 minutes for each of the section. That's section 1, right? Section part going to be advanced section, which is going to be a little more advanced quantitative ability, reasoning ability, and advanced coding. Now, the second section, again, combination of both, but how well you do in these sections will also define you into the categorization of your cutoffs will be defined like that, right? As the history that we see, people who've really done good in coding have been able to crack digital, right? So how well you do in these sections is up to you for you to crack better. So all the best to all of you. And the overall time limit would be 165 minutes for the test, right? So that's how going to be the test. Once you clear the test, the results would be announced. Then there'll be 2 level of interviews. It could be together or it could be 2 level. It would be combination of technical, managerial, and HR round. Technical, they would talk to you about your projects that you would have done, your academic qualifications, what have you been doing in your college, what subjects have you chosen, right? It'll be more on those grounds. Managerial, again, we would be assessing you more in terms of how you're going to be a fit for the organization. As I said, aptitude, we've tested in NQT, and technical will be testing. Aptitude and your flexibility will be tested in the managerial and HR round, right? So work towards that. You'll get an invite in your registered email IDs for your interview schedules as and when it will be scheduled, and any which is college would be informed about it, right? Your offer letters will again come post the selection. So hoping, I don't know how many of you are excited to join TCS? Good. I hope these hands continue to be raised up and your thought process doesn't change. Okay, very important. Very important. College is not yet over, right? 1 more semester to go. Percentages to be kept. TCS does not onboard students, and I hope none of you would be in that category. We will not be able to onboard if you've not maintained a 60%, right? So that's going to be very, very key. Second, no backlogs, right? How many of you have any active backlog? That was the registration criteria, right? So none of you would have. Continue to maintain that stance, and that's what it is. Any break should not be more than 2 years. Because some of you may have had breaks because you were preparing for your engineering entrance, or could be some personal reasons, right? But any break should not be more than 2 years. Only full-time courses would be considered. Now, that's not a problem because all of you are full-time. In case you've done some secondary courses through National Open School, etc., that is being considered till the time your engineering or your master's is full-time. And only for postgraduate. Any postgraduates here? Other room. So only for postgraduates, experience up to 2 years, prior experience up to 2 years would be eligible to apply. So I'm sure all of you registered considering these eligibility criteria in mind, right? Age, none of you are old. We are old, right? So that's what it is. The eligible courses, I mean, all this is done and dusted, so I don't want to bore you with that. But this is what it is. Maintain the percentage. That's more important. Now, this is just one very basic snapshot, okay? TCS you saw about Tata Group, you heard about what kind of projects we do, what kind of work we do. But let me tell you some personal examples. While I'm in HR, I may sell the organization, which I don't want, because you don't need to sell any Tata Group company. It's known by its own. But I'll share my example because I'm also an employee of the organization, right? We've seen too many things happening over the years. When there was 2008 recession, all the companies let go of people, laid off people. Tata Group cannot do that, and we still sustained the jobs of people because we knew that life, livelihood of people is dependent, so jobs are important. A lot of scenarios happened. Pandemic came, right? COVID came. Prime Minister announced vaccination scheme. TCS was one of the first organizations which said that it's very difficult for Indian government alone to go and vaccinate. You take care of the rest of the population. We will take care of all our workforce of Tata Group and their extended family members. So we had actually, before vaccination also, when the pandemic came, we have transit quarters in our offices, and we have Tata Group hotels, right? And we have Ginger Hotel, which is also part of Tata Group. All the hotels were converted to isolation centers. We had doctors there. I mean, for us, it didn't matter whether business will come for hotel or not. What matters was, can we give back to the nation in whichever form? So did our customers support us. 96% of our business of TCS is repeat business. That's the trust that our customers have in the organization. So be it getting oxygen concentrators coming in from UK, Europe, wherever, whatever the customers could do in their capacity, they did. As a group company, we gave a lot of ambulance. I mean, that goes. I mean, everything is in media. We don't need to tell you. But what TCS did was, even the transit quarters inside the TCS offices were converted to isolation centers. When vaccination started, we started vaccinating not only TCS employees and their families. We had just acquired Big Basket. So Big Basket had a lot of contractors. They were not full-time employees. The delivery boys who come and deliver you are not on the rolls of Big Basket. They are actually contract employees, but they are employees for us, right? We extended that entire thing to them as well and their people. So that is what is Tata Group. It is beyond work. It is beyond salary. It is beyond just us. How do we give back to the society? And in one of the slides, when the Tata Group video was running, you would have seen that 66% of our revenue or profits are with the trust, because it goes back to the society. That's what we are. And at the same time, we continue to take care of our people. Best, what would I join an organization for? Role, salary, nature of work, how the company takes care of my work-life balance, how the company takes care of health of me and my family, right? I think TCS will tick mark in all these areas in top 1 or 2 companies to be in, right? So from a health insurance standpoint, starting a trainee also who joins us for a very minimal 2,000, 3,000 per annum, and the rest of the premium or insurance coverage is borne by the company. You guys are covered with a 12 lakh of hospitalization expenses, 12 to 22 lakhs. Domiciliary, our basic day-to-day medical needs are also covered through domiciliary. We have an extensive cover for dependents, parents or in-laws. Today, if you go out in the market, you'll have to shell a lot of money to buy an insurance. But as an organization, we have tie-ups, and because of the volume and the size of the company that we are, we have better schemes. Because, as I said, who is at the center for us? People, right? So if they are not doing well, we cannot really sustain ourselves. Employee assistance program, Amit did speak about mental well-being, right? So we have a lot of, see, we also are human, right? Even if you're working as employees, there would be times that we have some personal issues at home, some professional issues at work. We may not be able to open up with everyone. So we have a lot of counselors who are on board. Now, quote unquote, we always confuse, oh, why should I go to a counselor, a psychiatrist? No, there's a difference between a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a counselor. So a lot of times when we can't open up with each other, with our families, These are those counselors who continue to come and assist us and say what we could do better on a lot of concerns, right? Work concerns, parenting concerns, our own mental health well-being. We continue to learning platforms. We continue to also encourage our associates to be part of professional network of bodies, because how many of you have heard this term Koop Manduk? Huh? I thought I know a little bit of Marathi. Kuwe ka Mendak. What does it stand for? What does it mean? Kua is well, Mendak is frog, okay? For those who've not understood this as well. So a lot of times we end up only knowing about our own company, our own people, that's it. But we don't want to encourage that. You need to be connected with the larger external bodies and network. And hence we do have, we encourage our people to be part of professional network bodies. So for example, in HR, for me, connection with bodies like NHRD, right? These are things, LinkedIn, these would be important. So we do reimburse professional memberships as well. Again, safety of our employees, not only restricted to women. As I said, counseling will be done for everyone, but then this is equally important. So we do have a lot of specifics around women's safety. We are an inclusive organization, so we don't restrict only on gender, racial, age. We have a lot of veterans, people who have, you know, retired or taken early retirements from, you know, Army, Air Force, Navy. We have a lot of them working with us today. So from a holistic perspective, we have a lot of people, we believe in inclusive hiring. So we have a lot of people who have disabilities, right? People with disabilities, either, you know, limb disabilities or hearing disabilities or whatever it could be. They have the sixth sense, which is very strong. So what kind of work do they do? So if I have somebody who has a hearing or a visible disability, right? These are the best people who can do accessibility testing of a platform for my customer, because they can relate to it, right? And as an organization, we ensure that we enable all what they need to become, you know, to work, be it a software that they need because they need to listen to it, they can't see. So all that is enabled. For freshers who join, of course, you will be moving to a different location, right? Flexibility, not necessary to be with your parents. Housing loans are free initially for you to settle down. Housing deposits that you give to your wherever you go, those are things that these are basics, okay? If I start covering all the policies, you guys will get bored, the day will get over. But there's enough on the platter. We also encourage higher education. Eventually, if you complete 2 years with the organization and eventually want to go for higher studies, a lot of people go for MS or MBA, and then they want to come back and join TCS. It's not that I've gone out and I don't want to come back because there's a refitment that happens, or they've started loving the work. So we do have those sponsored leaves for them as well. All work but no play makes Jack a dull boy. Correct. So not alone work, we have a lot of platforms for you know, rejuvenating. We have something called Maitri, a lot of clubs, book clubs, music clubs, sports clubs. So if you come and visit, I don't know whether your interviews will happen in TCS premises or your interviews will happen in your college, you will get to explore that. What at least one office you can see, right? We believe in keeping a healthy workforce. So we do sponsor, and in video you would have seen that TCS and Tata Group sponsors a lot of marathons across the world. And most of the major marathons across the world are sponsored by Tata Group and TCS. So we believe in a healthy workforce. So we do have 42,000 active users as on date, while everybody may be active, but it's just that who log into our portal and say that I have worked out or I have walked, I have ran is what we're talking about. And why we do this is because number of kilometers as employees that we log in our portal that I have been fit, that number of kilometers into an X amount of money we give back to the charitable organizations who need money. That's our way of giving back to the society. Similarly, purpose for life, this is nothing else but how do we volunteer in various community initiatives. So we are connected with a lot of orphanages, a lot of NGOs, a lot of old age homes. We connect with a lot of colleges where, you know, people don't have enough with them to kind of sustain their education. So we kind of go back and do mentorships for them. Even you, if you join TCS, you can go to schools, take classes for them. You can go to colleges, help them over the weekends. There are a lot of associates who over the weekends do that. We have gone and built schools. So in one of the top hills in Coimbatore, it's in a forest area, and there are a lot of wild animals. There could be many stories. I'm just narrating one. So the wild animals had come and broken all the boundary walls, and the entire school was destructed. We felt, and the kids who don't have the privileges or luxury to go to good schools, that was the only school, and they had no place to study. So a group of people in the organization came together. They took money. They gave their money. They took money from on-site associates. Customers pooled in money, and now we've constructed the entire school from scratch. They went and painted the walls of the school. They got TVs installed. They got the benches installed. They got books, dresses for the kids. And when you go and meet those kids, the smile that you see in the faces and the charm that you see there, that is what is more fulfilling for us than just saying that we've done a CSR, right? So n number of things. All what I want to say is that your job is just not about doing a 9 to 5, 9 to 6, going to office, coming back. There's lots more to it. It's all about how we as an individual, whether you join TCS or any other company, it's about us. How do we want to explore and convert our careers into, right? So that's what in it for you. Most of the FY24 batch, I don't know how many of you are enrolled on Launchpad? TCS Launchpad? Okay. So those who are not, you still have time. Get yourself enrolled on Launchpad, because there are a lot of these mock tests that you could see there, right? It will help you to prepare for your exams. You will also get to see a lot of technology courses. So, when you enroll to Next Step, you go to Launchpad, you will have a lot of these things. We're just preparing you. It is, again, as I said, somebody who takes initiative gets better, somebody who doesn't, that's how it is. So the difference between digital to ninja and how soon you join TCS is how well you also explore some of these things, right? A lot of things, a lot of coding challenges. Code Vita, I don't know how many of you have heard about this. Yeah, Code Vita, a contest that is conducted. Apart from that, we're working on a lot of coding challenges and ideathons as a long term. Whether you're part of TCS or not, you're still associated with us as part of college students. So that's what Launchpad is meant for. And with this, always remember, today you know that we've come here, but you may have your relatives, your colleagues, etc. There are a lot of people in the market who will just go and sell, oh, TCS will give you a job, pay 50,000 rupees, pay 5,000. This is the link. Sorry, TCS. There are a lot of fake offers in the market. Like there are a lot of cyber crimes happening. In case you get to know anybody who's your house help, anybody who's associated to you and says this, you are brand ambassadors for us as students today. Tomorrow you'll be brand ambassadors for us as our employees, those who come and join us. TCS does not charge anything for anything. All what we charge you is your aptitude, your attitude, right? And willingness to come and join us. So with this, all the best for your test, all the best for your interview, and look forward for you to join. Now we have one video to show. After that, while you saw videos, it's just that one more thing which will resurface the group companies, resurface what we do as Tata Group, and post that, maybe we'll open for questions if you have any. Thank you.
Students, if you have any queries, please ask.
Again, a show of hands. How many of you want to join TCS? Again, a show of hands. How many of you want to join TCS only for salary? Wow, I did that. Okay, so
All right. So thank you so much, Prerna ma'am. Thank you so much, Amit, for such wonderful insights about TCS. Now, I would like to open the forum for question and answer from your end, if in case you have anything in your mind. So this is the time when we are meeting face to face with you guys, right? And the next time would be direct to the interview, right? In between, you have your test, you have your assessment, you have to prepare yourself well. So this is the high time Fine. Okay, so this is the high time that, we understand if in case you have any queries in your mind, right? Because last year the hiring pattern was little different in terms of the package that we have come up newly for this year specifically, right? So you have a great opportunity to grab the highest package that we are offering. So we are, as we've already mentioned earlier, that we are open to hire as many as possible, right? It's completely up to you now how you give your best during your exam. You prepare yourself well in such a way that you can grab the maximum package offer that we have come up with. Okay, so yeah, the platform is still open. Any questions from your end regarding anything?
We have a good association from so many years. They have their alumni with them. You can guide them. So I think everyone is clear with the terms and packages, the rules, right?
Good. So now a lot of you did not raise your hand when we asked you whether you enrolled on Launchpad or not. You have a week in hand. Go to Launchpad, explore the mock tests which are there, get an experience of that so that what will matter is you clearing all the sections within the stipulated time. The better you score, the better cutoffs you have, the better chances you have in terms of getting shortlisted for interview, as well as the categories that we spoke, right? So now it's your turn.
Okay, another important announcement what I wanted to tell you about is regarding your apply for drive. So we have option, we have opened the option for apply for drive in the next step portal. I think we have already been chasing you guys, till, very badly since past 2 or 3 days to apply for the drive. So unless and until you apply for drive, you will not be able to appear for the test. Okay. So since we've already come here now, I wanted to tell you about it. Apply for drive is mandatory, that you have to complete it. Unless and until you apply for drive, your last stage is not completed. So you can't sit for the test. So if we have any of the candidates, and I could see, I believe there were around 38 candidates from the list, right, who are still till yesterday night, we have been following, I think 9 p.m. was the deadline given to you. Now I'm still not sure how many are yet to do it, but guys, you have to do it. I mean, without that, you can't appear for the test. Okay, I'm repeating this again.
आप जो मुझे क्वेश्चन दिन रात करते हो क्वेश्चन ये हुआ तो मैं नीचे वही ये हुआ तो क्या होगा you can ask directly. This is the chance. You can check your doubts with the TCS team immediately. Clear with the presentation then? Yes.
All right. All right. So thank you so much for well, you still have few days left in your hands. So prepare yourself well and be time in the test centers. I'm pretty sure you'll receive your admit cards maybe 2 or 3 days prior your test. You keep checking your emails properly, okay? And do not miss out on any emails sent by ION. So you'll receive an email from our ION team, and whatever test center location preferences you have given to us while sharing the first list, right? As per that, the test centers will be given to you. Now, since we have taken 3 locations from your end, there's a high chance if one location gets filled, in that case, the second location, the second preferred place that you have given, that might be your test center location. If that is also filled, then the third option would be given to you. Okay. So be ready to be, traveling for your test, whatever location preferences you have given. If any of it does not work out first or second, the third will definitely be given to you. So just keep checking your emails, and all the best to all of you. Thank you so much. First,